that goes. We got Lions talking about fourth down gambling and some of the cojones on that coach for going for it. We got players in rapid decline, and we got 8 Ball and Nice Rack. More on that all coming up today.
Oh,
Hit it,
yeah.
Dre.
I do.
What up,
going on?
everybody?
What's up, everybody?
Like, I knew it.
I do it. Yeah, I know.
And it
was
ties
coming.
in like to my introductions. And of course, Jermaine's not on yet because his computer's rebooting. So I might have to wait for my introductions, but it's funny. What up, guys? What's happening?
Hey,
Hey.
What's up?
What's up?
Now, is that a new Eagles jersey, man? Is that new?
No,
That
I've had
jacket?
it. I've had
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, he's breaking out stuff out the closet. I ain't seen that one before.
I got another one too, like if it's really cold. But actually today, man, it's been better than it was. It's actually nice out. Gonna hit 50 today. It's like, yay.
Yeah, I got to finish my decorations.
Yeah, man. Today's the day to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
man, I'm feeling good. I mean,
mhm.
you can see Mike's name, right? I mean,
Oh,
remember last week?
man.
Oh man.
And you see my name. I told you so.
Man.
I told you about those Ravens, man. I told you about Lamar, and I was right.
Man.
Just, you know, they're not there.
Well,
Sorry, they're not.
it's yeah, it was, it's a very physical game, and we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about Detroit, and I think Philly would be too physical for Detroit. I don't think Detroit's physical enough. I think they're soft. So we'll see what happens, but I don't know. We'll find out. Jared Goff, to me, I don't know. I'm not sold, but
Yeah, we'll talk about Detroit. I mean,
yeah, but
they're banged up, but they got guys backing them up. So, but I'm not scared of them. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm not.
Yeah.
As the Eagles versus them, no.
Well, we'll find out. So, enough said, podcast, everybody. Hey, if you see us online, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, our handle's the Enough Said. We're on Instagram, all those channels. So feel free to email us also at Dre put up there, enoughsaidcrew@gmail.com. All right, I guess I'll start the introductions and I'll leave Jermaine to the end here. So let's start with Dre. This year, his fantasy team is stacked. He just hopes that he does not have the same fate as his boy Dak. So what up, Dre? That means Dre's getting all these points. Dude gets 170 points like every week. He gets a bye week this week with me.
Yep.
We'll see what happens next week, Dre. But it's yours to lose, man. You got the team there. Let's hope you don't pull a Dak next week.
I hope not, man.
I
know, Sal, and it's a good team. I'm just hoping I don't fizzle out at the wrong time. So we'll see, man. And it seems like it's destiny for me to get this first said and all dressed up fantasy trophy.
All right. By the way, in the pick'em, there's a new leader at the top. I'm just saying.
That. Yeah, I really had.
Pick'em?
I had a really bad week last week, man. Well, I was in first place. I got it all wrong, man.
Once I lost those Thanksgiving games. Well, I forgot to put in the Thanksgiving games, right? I totally forgot about them, and I gave up on the pick'em. So I don't even fill it out no more.
Oh man, we'll see what happens. Last week I had a really good. I think I almost got all of them right except for like one game last week. I lucked out. So
nice.
Hey, it could change this week. I could get them all wrong, man. You know how this goes. So any given week, man. And I could say, thank God my team's on a fantasy bye this week because now they're freaking Breece Hall's hurt. I got like everybody on my team's on a bye, so it's like. Man,
well, you're up to 26.
Yeah, perfect. Right?
You're up to 26 transactions, so you're moving that team around.
I did. I picked up some players last week. I picked up Sutton, who I like. But we'll talk about him.
Sutton's been doing well with Bo Nix.
Yeah, and I picked up, that wide receiver from Seattle. And they will hopefully, they can come in at the last minute. I don't know if I'll start him, but we'll see if he comes in. But
so Mike, who are you playing? Is it Is
I'm
it
playing Ace Boogie? So I think that's
okay.
Hef.
Okay.
And Jermaine's is playing KD. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, and Jermaine had freaking McCaffrey. So and I think the backup, right? He had both. I think now that's
Mason.
out.
And I think he
both.
also has. Doesn't he have Bo Nix as his quarterback?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
So it's going to be.
We shall see.
All right. Well, let me get this guy in here with the 49ers losing this year. The man needed a distraction, so he got a cat. He also is playing pool where the table is not the only rack he's looking at. So what am I?
Oh my God, Sal put me out.
Oh man, Sal.
If his wife is listening, she's gonna be like, "My man did what?" You know,
what? Home wrecker, I swear.
And then I can see like his screen set up like Pimp, but instead of like the feet being on the side, there's like this big fist that comes in like right from the side. You know, like
right.
I tell you what's funny. You guys sent that text, and then of course I replied back to it. And Dre sends this text.
Yeah,
the lady dancing in the bikini. And I'm just kind of like, it's like as soon as you said it, I was like opening my phone and it pops up, and the guy next to me saw it. He's, "Hey Mike, you looking at bikini?" I was like,
I'm like, he's not gonna win now.
Oh my God! I'm like, my buddy's messing with you, man. He's like, "Yeah, right. You know, you look at that stuff." I'm like, man.
I was like, the two is winning now. But congrats on the 8-ball win. Your girl did pretty good too, I hear.
No. We got eliminated because of her game. Because I played the match that brought our team back into a tie, and then she played one of our players and she won. So then they got in a position at the last game, our player had to basically not lose any racks. And if he lost once, that was it. And she lost once, and that was that. So yeah. So our 8-ball team lost, but our 9-ball team won. So we go to the regionals, and then we win there. Then we go to the Vegas qualifier. We win there. We go to Vegas. So
nice.
Wow.
We're on the path. So
there you go. Let's go.
You got to win the rack to play the rack, Mike. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, it's a nice rack.
Yeah, nice rack. Balls are all nice up there, nice and neat. You know, tight.
Man. Put that in the corner pocket. All right, enough of that. All right, let's talk about Eagles Ravens. That was first thing up. Guys, anything stopping Saquon? This team just seems to be rolling through Saquon right now. What do we think here with this, man? Anything like the Baltimore game? Like, dude, they're taking the ball out of Hurts's hands. They're rolling with Saquon.
Well, I mean, you know, I was all hyped up about it, and I told you guys, I said we're not gonna have any problems beating this team. But the problem we are having is we're still starting off slow, and that's a concern to me. Behind Saquon, absolutely. This is a run team, passing second, right? Run first, and recapping that in my head and stuff, and watching that game. Yeah, man, we got to feed the ball for making it better for Jalen Hurts to get those passings out, get those passings completed out there and stuff. And I think if we can establish like scoring first early, like I don't think nobody can stop us, honestly.
Yeah. I think that is the answer though to stopping Saquon is getting a big lead early while they're trying to. It's like watching someone try to steer like a battleship. You know how it takes forever for a battleship to get in position, but once it is, then all the guns are blazing and you're done for. And it's like watching that Eagles Ravens games. I'm just kind of like, I texted. That's like Eagles got the Ravens exactly where they want them. It's like the Ravens had like a 9-point lead, and you're like, that ain't enough. Because once battleship gets going, they're gonna go right past that lead, and then they're gonna take control of the game. Right. It's like you gotta score early and quick, and kind of really deliver like a quick knockout blow or a heavy punch to the Eagles, and kind of take them out their game, because they're gonna keep doing that, running the ball, pounding, and eventually wear you down, and then bust one, wide open, and after that, the game's over. Ravens had a chance to do that, but Lamar and his accuracy, man, he had dudes wide open, and he was messing them, throwing the ball in the dirt, throwing it high, waiting for guys basically to get wide open before he would throw the ball. He wasn't throwing anybody open or leading anybody. It was it was kind of disappointing to see how he was playing. And really, Mark Andrews was the only person who was able to catch any balls that he did have, and they were all high. No, that's not his best game. And then they shut down Saquon early, but you gotta pour it on while you can. You let them get going. That's it.
You guys saw me get fired up because I'm like, they kept trying to run and run. I'm like, this is a game where you got to let the pass set up the run. And once they started doing that, things opened up. Like they had to make that defense stop that passing game. And AJ Brown finally started getting into it. They started moving, and they're like, okay, yeah, we got to back it up a little bit. They got the 8 men out of the box, and the Eagles were starting able to run the ball again. And that's what they got to do. Like, and that's the type of game. I'm not saying every game. That's not going to be every game, but that was one where they had to do that. It's interesting today. They probably get Devontae Smith back. However, Reed Blankenship's out. Dallas Goedert's out again. But it's Carolina. We'll get into that. I mean, Blankenship will probably be back in a couple weeks, but Dallas Goedert's supposed to be back for the playoffs. They said 4 weeks. They got 5, weeks left. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, the only concern I have again is they're masking Hurts. Like Hurts missed some open guys too, and he was inaccurate. And so I don't know, Dre. I'm still not sold on Jalen yet. I don't know why, but I'm just not.
Jalen, yeah, it's still hesitation. Still making decisions on second and third down where he puts us lose yardage. I mean, I'm still not happy with that. But first thought in my mind was the defense. So last week we actually held Derrick Henry to 80-something yards rushing, okay, which made Lamar throw more, 30-something times, only completed 16 or 17 times, right? Forget the garbage time that they had at the end. But the defense, for me, the Eagles defense is stacked. It's ready. It's amazing how a coordinator comes in, makes a couple, sees what's going on, and it took them like a few games or so, and this defense is now they're ready, and they're showing what Howie has done to get these guys in from the Georgia Bulldogs and stuff, and do a heck of a pass rush. And I think we got the best pass rush now and the run defense in the league. Saying that helps out Jalen, I think, in a sense. What I'm saying is because with his struggles, let the defense do what they're doing. So
right. Well, it's that slow start. That's the defense is really keeping it that, once the offense finally does get going, the defense has kept it close enough, that the offense don't have to try to make up so many points. But, it's just how long can you live like that? But, I got to say, Jalen Carter, man, is, last year you saw flashes of it. And then, of course, the stamina seemed like it caught up to him. I think this year you're really seeing, him become a premier, defensive interior defensive lineman. I mean, it's just he's wrecking plays. I mean, he was, and maybe the Lamar's issues was because of Jalen Carter, because Jalen Carter was just harassing the hell out of him. I mean, it was just it's like every play Jalen Carter was back there doing something that was just forcing Lamar to be aware of him. And then I think that took something off his his form, his ability to throw the ball, or he would scramble more. It just I mean, even in that game, the big plays that Lamar had came off of him having to run around like crazy man, waiting for somebody to get open because the pressure was right there in his face. And it was just Jalen Carter, just coming after him. Come after you, boy. I mean, he was just like a monster out there. And that guy, I mean,
I like his toughness too. Like I like his toughness. He looks like a bully sometimes, but that to me, that's part of the game.
He's so quick, like in his hands. Just he was able to get the offensive lineman's hands down and just get around them. The way he just it's incredible. And Jordan Davis he doesn't have the big numbers, but he's blocking runs.
He did well last week against Baltimore.
He's stacking up runs.
And not only that, man, with Carter, he's getting Sweat and other guys to contribute. I was concerned, like, oh man, we lost Brandon Graham, the leader, but nah, man, like the defense is lights out.
Yeah.
What up, Jermaine?
What up,
Hey,
Jermaine?
What up? What's up? What's up?
Having laptop issues?
You still got those flowers behind you. I mean, it's
Yeah.
over, man. All right, you're beyond mourning, man. It's over. Let's move on. Yeah.
Let's introduce this guy. He thinks that the NFL this year is very topsy-turvy. He could at least come up and say hi when he visits in New Jersey. Dude didn't even come and say hi to me, man. Dude comes all the way up like I'm nothing, man. Like, man. Jermaine, let's get together. Nah, man. I got the.
I ain't say all that, man. That's messed up. Wow. I gotta see my brother before I see you two knuckleheads. You know what I mean?
Man, we gotta get on your agenda.
I felt bad for that, man. But you know what happens, man, with Thanksgiving, family, all that stuff. I apologize.
All good, man.
Whoa, Hef's betting $3 million.
Wow,
Okay.
yeah, man.
There it is. Story. That's crazy.
He's betting $3 million. Can I borrow $1 million? You know what I mean? If you're giving up money like that, shoot.
Yeah. Well, he's going to need it, man. After Washington gets beat by the Eagles the last week of the season and again in the playoffs. 2 weeks in a row, Hef. It's coming. We're coming for you, man. 2 verse 7. You know it's going to be Eagles in Washington.
That's what it's shaping up so far.
Coming.
Yeah.
They better not. Yeah. Philly better not let down today. I don't know if you guys talked about it, man. You know, Carolina's been doing it for the last couple of weeks. Don't take this team lightly. Do not take this team lightly.
Oh, yeah, I know, man, with Carolina. Yeah. But real quick, since we got here, Jermaine, real fast. So we're recapping the Baltimore and Eagles game.
Okay.
Mike put up there whatever Dre says, right? And I said, I told you so. You know, you're looking at, Lamar with the stats and stuff, how well he's doing and stuff. But I'm looking at it overall as in the game, they're not. So, like, what was your reaction from last week?
I mean, I'm just looking at as far as the Phillies. I'm looking on as far as Philly side. I mean, they brung it. I mean, I'm sold. Remember, I said I wasn't really sold between what they're going to do with Baltimore and Pittsburgh. So they knocked down one juggernaut onto the next one. Okay. Because if they beat Pittsburgh, I mean, I think we're going to sweep. I think we're going to sweep through the playoffs to the Super Bowl. Wow. I mean, this defense is playing lights out, Sal. Come on, man. You got to give it to them, man. I mean, they got their linebackers intact now. We don't know if Bowen is going to come back because, Howie doesn't like signing linebackers, and he doesn't feel as though it's a priority with linebackers. But he might have to change his mind, man. I mean, these two guys, man, and did the defense overall, God.
Blankenship's out. Dallas Goedert's out. But –
you're getting Slade back, and then now these young guys, and now Cooper DeJean is going to be playing some more. I mean, they got depth, period.
Your boy Covey's out again, so I don't like DeJean playing freaking.
I agree with you. I agree.
It's too dangerous, and I'm not sold on Hurts yet. I'm not. I like the defense. I agree, but I'm not. I think they're masking Hurts still. We were talking about that a little bit.
Yeah, well, you don't have to. You don't have to be sold on Hurts because Hurts. The offense is not revolving around Hurts. I mean, what you've been doing is with the Renegades, Saquon.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Saquon Barkley, let it go, and what they've been doing, they've been patient. They didn't. They're not panicking. It's like, oh well, we got to throw the ball 40 times. They've been patient, and that's what And look what Saquon is doing.
Saquon McCaffrey, they use him too much though.
Yeah. Every week, man. Every week that I see him get hit hard. You're right, Sam. I'm like,
that's what you're supposed to do, though, right? Use them as well as possible, right? There's no conservation of running backs here. You're trying to
have to push up Gainwell's.
You'll worry about that problem later.
You're right.
You'll worry about him getting hurt later.
Yeah, but speaking of getting hurt, Jermaine. Speaking of getting hurt, you know what I'm worried about? This goddamn tush push, man. It is like somebody's going to get killed. It's too much. Hurts almost got flattened once.
I totally agree with you, Sal. I totally agree with you because if he goes in there the wrong way, somebody goes over top and comes down on his back or arm or something like that.
Imagine that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We need that.
Why are you doing this?
Win the NFC Championship and it backfires. Oh my God!
Why are you doing this? You got a big pound back, and I mean Saquon is being nice about it, but I'll be pissed because you don't took away like 8-9 touchdowns, from this man and whatnot. I mean, he's a running back for a reason. and he's benching what over? I mean, not benching, but squatting over 700 pounds. That's a reason. I mean, I understand Jalen Hurts, but Jalen. Yeah, so look, I'm frustrated too, man. I'm like, come on, y'all. Come on.
Stop with the push. And then because then you're gonna have the Kenny Pickett show, man. We don't want that. Yeah. So Hef likes Detroit coming out of the NFC East, but somebody told me the Eagles are straight clowns like Barry Sanders with an offensive line. Probably.
Hey, you know what they're saying, and I hate to say it, guys, but somebody was saying on the radio, you know what this reminds me of? And it was a Philly guy that said, I think it was Hugh Douglas. Douglas says this offensive line reminds me of the Dallas back in the 90s when they were winning it. You know what I mean? The Eric Williams, all those guys. I mean, those were big. The Nate Newtons, all of them.
Yeah, Nate Newton.
Yeah, look at him, man. Look at him. And then you have Emmitt Smith, or that's another story. I know everybody's hearing, you know, in my opinion, Emmitt Smith is overrated, but that's another story. But yeah, I mean, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. They're comparing. Hugh Douglas is comparing that Dallas Cowboys O line to what's going on with this O line.
Are they? Yeah, are they better than Buffalo and KC?
They're better than.
Are they better than Buffalo and KC?
I know they're better than KC. If we go to the Super Bowl for a rematch, I know we're going to get. But Buffalo, man,
I'm thinking
they're rolling.
I think we can beat Kansas City.
Yeah.
Buffalo, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Dude, Kansas City is one of them teams that somehow they force you to beat yourself.
Yeah. Or the refs force you to beat yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They have NBA refs. So.
Speaking of which, Hef, we'll talk about the Bronny curse later. That's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that. That's another
It's football.
thing.
It's not business.
I know. All right, let's talk about the cojones. Let's talk about this Detroit game. The cojones on this man to go for it on fourth down. That hurt him in the playoffs last year, right? So is that going to come back to bite Detroit in the playoffs again if this guy gets too aggressive again? Are you guys worried about Detroit?
I'm worried about him as far as what beat him? Or
I don't. We can beat him.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about Detroit.
Yeah,
I don't want to go to Detroit. I want Detroit to come here. You know what I mean? So
we gotta get the top seed.
Yeah, I know, but they got the second.
They gotta lose.
They got the second hardest schedule. Going towards the end. So yeah, I would love Detroit to come here. I don't want to go to Detroit. I don't want to go.
But I think Dan, to answer your question, I think Dan Campbell has a gambling problem. Like I think it was what put Green Bay into the game was not that last fourth down, was the one in the middle of the game, like second quarter or something, third quarter, second quarter, and put him in a great position because he went for it on his own, like 30 or something. Like, what are you doing? So you put Green Bay back in there, but Green Bay came out of the halftime and they just went down the field and scored, right? So I'm like, Dan, why are you putting all this pressure on your offense? Is it because you don't trust your defense? I mean, I know Hutchinson is out and you have a lot of banged up players, but they've been proven, the backup guys been proven that they're holding their own to help you out. So I don't understand why Dan keeps going for it. Even when Ben Johnson looked over there like shaking his head like, come on, man, like, but you're the head coach. He can't say nothing because Johnson had everything right for the. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, they are banged up. Maybe that's what's on his mind. You know what I mean? Not trusting, his defense and stuff.
He's got to be because Aaron Glenn is doing great what he's working with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Dan, you keep fooling around with that coin, man.
I have to say something.
I know.
I have my hand on it.
You're gonna have your.
You're
gonna have your fans questioning you for the next year because you broke the. You guys 35 years. You're okay. Now you're a legitimate team. Okay, Dan, don't screw it up with your fourth down. Gambling.
That's funny you said, Drake, because that's exactly what Teddy Bruschi said this morning on ESPN. I listened to him. He's like, there's no more biting ankles. You're a team that was always about the underdog and we're trying to do this and try to do that. But now you're the cream of the crop. So you need to act like a cream of the crop team, and you're making decisions like going for it on fourth down. I mean, I thought the one was 4th and inches at the end of the game. I thought it was kind of risky, but I was like, look, that offensive line, running backs, you should be able to get an inch. I mean, come on now. But yeah, that one earlier where it was like 4th and 3 on like the 30, that's too risky of a gamble, and there really wasn't much of a payoff if he did make it. I just thought, he does have to be better about it. Maybe he will be in the playoffs, or he won't. Maybe that's just who he is. He's going to live and die by doing that.
And just the score, they could have kicked the field goal. They went for it on 4th down, and that receiver caught it, which was injured. I forgot his name. He was out for a little while, and he actually got 2 touchdowns that saved them. Tim Patrick. Okay. Yeah. So I'm like, damn, man. Ooh, boy, you really playing, with fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like Kenny Rogers says, you gotta know when to hold them.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's the new Riverboat Ron, right?
Riverboat Ron. Hef should know, right? Hef, you should know.
Yeah, that's it.
Riverboat Ron wasn't Riverboat Ron in Washington. He parked the boat on the side. He didn't. He didn't
with Carolina. Yeah. Yeah,
but you know what? I'm wondering because Dan Campbell had to move because everybody was. I guess he's getting threats at his house. And all that. So I'm wondering. I say, you know what? He's getting a whole bunch of threats because you're going for it on 4th down. You know what I mean? On a lot of stuff.
Oh my God.
In that championship game, there was last year. If I remember, there was a 4th down that he didn't go for, and everyone was surprised, and then they kicked the field goal, and that actually help San Francisco out. So I don't know if something like that just kind of sits there. It's the time you don't do it that sticks in your head, and then you're just kind of like, I don't care. I'm just going for it. I just got that much faith in my guys that they're just going to execute. Because sometimes they call the right play, it just gets blown up. I mean, every play I guess is designed to work. You just got to pull it off.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of games, another thing that came up this week, guys, Al-Shaair, quarterback protection. Oh, boy. Here we go. I don't even know where to start with this. So, nasty hit, but are we going over the top? Too much? Too little? What's I don't know, like where to even start with this one, guys. But 3 games looks like maybe it'll get knocked down to 2. Who knows? But I think they'll probably keep it 3, but we'll see what happens.
I think it's going to say 3. I think they already decided it won't be, especially because Lawrence is out for the rest of the season too.
Yes,
he's on IR. So I think that just probably put the icing on the cake. And then I think Shaair didn't. I don't know. I think he apologized, but it's the whole Twitter apology, and then I think he posted something else, like a picture of the Joker, like, "Yeah, I'm the villain," and it's like, all right. So I don't know if he really is apologizing, and of course, what the general manager from the Texans said, he flipped out. And I kind of agree with him to an extent, but at the same time, it's kind of league is. But
he's not a first-time offender, guys. That doesn't help him either. So,
this is where I was going to go with it. Yes, he has history. Okay. But throughout the years of the NFL changing the rules and stuff, mind you, yes, it was a bad hit on him. He was going low to slide, and it looks like Al-Shaair was not giving up his momentum, right? And of course, the lower you go, of course, that shoulder or head is going to come to Lawrence's head. He gets the penalty. But where I'm going with this is, man, and I guess I'm sticking up for the defense. It's so hard now for defense to do their job. You can't touch the quarterback. You can't put your hand up and slap him across the face, or all those late roughing the passing. And quarterbacks are now looking for it. And I think that's a disadvantage for the defense. And what can you do? Like they keep saying, "Oh, he could have stopped." No, he could not stop. He already made up his mind that he was going to go full speed and go after him, matter the slide or not. So I just can't stop my physics. It's the laws of physics, right? So I mean, to me, man, the defense can't do anything no more these days. So back then with the Lynches and Ronnie Lotts and stuff, they'll be murderers. like literally murderers. I mean, come on, guys, you got to give the defense some credit. I mean, defend the defense, not credit, but defend the defense. And I'm defending these guys that are out there and they can't do nothing.
I agree with you to a certain extent. Yeah, you do got to defend the defense. But at the same time, just looking at it over and over again, I had some time at work and just looking over it and just slowing it down. He could have pulled up. That's just my opinion. He could have pulled up because Trevor was in his slide and he was still coming. You could have pulled up. You had enough time to pull up. But at the same breath, Dre, and I agree with you. I mean, yeah, I'm telling you, this is going to be becoming a flag football league. I'm sorry. Or no, I'm not a flag football, but they're going to be putting red jerseys on the quarterback to where if you get close, that's when the whistle's going to blow. You can't hit them. You can't hit them. And that's going to be the thing. You know?
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is, the problem is that, the quarterbacks are pushing the limit. And I think Tom Brady was even talking about it, where he said, the defense shouldn't be responsible for keeping the quarterbacks healthy. The quarterbacks should be responsible for it. Right. And Mahomes has done it a couple times where he's run and he looks like he's going out of bounds and then he hops right back in and then wait for someone to push him out of bounds. And like people are like, I don't want to take him out, while he's looking like he's going out of bounds, because then I'll get a penalty. And then they take advantage of it and get a couple extra yards. It happened in the Niners game where they pulled up, and I yelled at the TV. I was like, they could have lit his ass up, and they didn't. Right. I know because they knew they were going to get a flag for it.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that is probably the answer to it is light their ass up. They if you're gonna slide late and everything, and the rules are gonna be against you, but look at what happened to Jacksonville season. Let's say they were in the middle of the season and actually had something to play for, and Trevor Lawrence is going to slide the last minute, and Alshire hits him and knocks him out for the season. Well, now their season is done because they lost their starting quarterback.
Right.
So the quarterbacks, I know that situation. Alshire should have pulled up. He probably still would have hit him and probably would have got a flag, but it probably wouldn't have been as vicious. And I know it's hard to sit up there and tell yourself, I need at the last second turn my body this way and not hit somebody. I mean, that's tough to do. You're probably gonna hurt yourself probably trying to do that. But these quarterbacks that sit there and try to game the system a little bit, man, just hit them so that they don't do it no more. Because if they get knocked out for this season, their teams are done.
Yeah, a lot of comments coming in. That hit was dirty as hell. That gets called 10 years ago. Lawrence wasn't even running position, and he slid on his back, and was in position early, like Jermaine said.
No, the hit was dirty. That's why I think right here got suspended. I thought he might get it pulled back, but then I think once he was out for the season,
he said, "Give him a break, Mike."
That was it. But
he said, "Give him a break."
But you have seen this though. You've seen this with quarterbacks
over and over, man.
They slide the last second.
Who does that, man?
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes. That's all he looks for is those flags. He's gonna be in trouble one day. His head's gonna be knocked off.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta hit him.
Yeah, and he doesn't. He fakes out of bounds too.
He fakes out.
I saw it. Fred Warner had him dead to rights, and he pulled up because he was like, "Oh, he's going out of bounds." And then Mahomes said, "No, okay, I'm going to come back in and go another 5 yards." I'm like, "Man, you should have killed him." But everyone's worried about getting suspended or getting a flag, and I feel like you might as well go ahead and do it.
That's the challenge for a linebacker or DB, because the coach is looking. What the heck is wrong with you? Why didn't you hit him? Like, coach, I can't hit him. Can I hit him? I don't know what to do anymore.
I'm gonna pay my, if the team's gonna pay my fine, sure. The owner's gonna be like, "Don't worry, I got the checkbook for you." Go get him.
I'm a quarterback. If I'm going out of bounds, I'm not trying to go back in. I'm not trying to get hit. You know what I mean? I'm not trying. You're the franchise quarterback. Why even take a chance? It's like, let me get these extra 5. Boom. That's it. That's it. There. Now you don't know where you're at. You know what I mean? Now you're done because you're trying to get those extra yards. I mean, you're right. I mean, if I'm a quarterback, I'm a franchise quarterback. I'm not taking that. Chance.
Right.
To just, now you just out of it, and that's it. That's it. You know?
Yeah, Hef says Hurts runs out of bounds too early. Yeah, so does Jalen Daniels, and he puts his coat on, man. Your coat boy there, he runs out a little bit too early, man. You know,
he already lined up. Where my coat at? Oh,
yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's third down. No,
yeah,
third down.
Yeah. I'm gonna run out of bounds. Get my warm coat on.
Third down. That was funny.
We're coming after half of the coat. Yeah, man. All right. Other things, guys, this week, players having rapid declines. We got Justin Tucker, Tyreek, Debo, Ayuk, maybe when he comes back. I don't know. Picking on a lot of Niners here, but talking about a lot of players in decline here that really didn't have that good a season. Tyreek, I mean, he have 5 kids now? No wonder why the guy's distracted. He just have like
5 kids in 1 year, I think I saw.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Man,
I mean,
he didn't run as fast.
he's doing something else. The dude's exhausted, man. So, man, we were talking about racks earlier, Jermaine. You know, but that's another story. But you know, Jermaine, I think you missed all those texts about 8-ball, but there was a lot going around. 8-ball there. But,
really? Yeah.
I don't know with Tucker. I mean, I'm glad he missed them because he played us. But I remember last season, maybe a couple. Yeah, he's been declining, and I don't know if it's more of this than his physical ability.
Yeah.
But Tucker, the kicker, he's one of the best kickers in NFL history, and
he knew it. And there, I think it was an extra point or might be a field goal.
He missed the extra point too.
Yeah, I know. I said there was one field goal. He made it because it was going to the right, and you see it in his face. He's like, you know, he's doing like this. You know, I was like, he's just not with it this year.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
Yeah,
you know, but you saw the camera, you know, the TV put on his face, and he was just like, that you know, it didn't feel. I mean, it didn't feel good or whatever. So I don't know. It's shocking. You know, it's
and how good he is too, because on the camera, Harbaugh like hugging him, like give him a sorry hug. It's okay, it's okay, man.
What do you say, man? I mean, what do you say to the kicker who's like probably one of the best in history? And you know,
he said you're going next year. That's what he said.
Yeah, with me.
Thanks for your service. Yeah. Thanks for your service.
Yeah,
it was a good run.
Yeah,
bye.
Right. At the end of the season, you say that, but during the season, like, I mean, you know, like, do you actually sneak in another kicker to give him competition this year? Like, do you sit there and be like, oh, we need to try out somebody else just in case? I mean, you should. Any other team would.
Yeah,
got him.
Yeah, but Tucker, I agree with you, Mike. Fame, man. I think this bye week came at a good week. Let's see what happens when he comes.
That's true.
But you're right. if this stuff starts happening, Harbaugh's gonna give him another hug. He's like, really, you're going. You're going after this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he might be. I think next to Bucker is probably the highest paid kicker in the league. I mean, the dude was one of the highest scoring players.
Absolutely.
It's a shame. I mean, it's wild to see it happen, and you don't know why it's happening. It's just he's missing everything, though.
And Debo, Mike, you put him on the list, not us. So
I mean, this is statistically one of his worst years. I think he has less than 500 yards receiving or something like that this year. I mean, this is. You know, and he's been relatively healthy. He's missed maybe 1 or 2 games, but he's been active, but he can't get open. He can't get separation. You know, this was a year I thought that he could probably, you know, really take over. I thought he looked good in all season. And, you know, it's like the wide back. It's almost in those years as the wide back just finally caught up to him that now he might be broken. I mean, I don't know.
Nah, he ain't broken, man. He's concentrating too much on the tunnel hall, runway with his clothes. So
he's a boombox guy, right?
Right.
He comes out, just cheerleading. They got him punt. I mean, he's your second highest paid receiver, and he's returning punts. You know,
wow.
I mean, that kind of tells you where they're at with him. You know, it's like. You know, that's not something you do for a receiver. It's paid like that. Returning kicks for you.
It's like Justin Fields, man. It's a Justin Fields syndrome. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, So he's on a decline. I mean, Tariq's had a down year. You know, there's been a couple of other guys have just been kind
Kirk
of
Cousins.
Years.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't expect him. I wow. Yeah.
He's thrown some bad picks.
Yeah, man, you're down there in Atlanta, Jermaine. You're hearing chirping going on. You know, they paid him a lot of money.
Yeah, Appendix, the young quarterback Appendix. Yeah, They're ready for him now. They just like Kirk. Yeah, this is he might get pulled today. Who knows? Because Minnesota knows Kirk. So and that defense knows Kirk. He may get pulled today, so you may see appendix sighting here today. Yeah, that's what they're going to be asking for.
Seriously. Maybe that draft didn't look so stupid because when
what are
you doing? They must have saw something when Kirk was like, well, in case it don't work out.
We got a backup,
And our boy Aaron Rodgers, I mean, come on. This guy can't hit a freaking cow right now with a ball. I mean, this is ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
him and Adam.
I got to say about that guy.
Too. Adam just dropped off. He don't keep dropping balls.
I told you. Remember we talked about that, Mike? Has Adam hit his peak? I mean, has he passed his spot? Because how old is he? Because he's over 30, right?
I think so, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, Devontae's not the Devontae of old in Green Bay.
You gotta stop eating that Taco Bell. You gotta stop eating that.
Oh, he's fooling around. Yeah, that commercial.
And Wilson's wide open, guys. He can't hit him. Like the guy is wide open and he's missing him, not hitting him. Yeah. He can't throw the ball down the field.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
I don't know. Maybe it's that documentary he's got on Netflix called Enigma or something like that. Aaron Rodgers got this document. It starts off with him laying down, got candles around his head and stuff. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So
he may have early signs of CTE. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Adam is washed. Taco Bell.
Yeah. A lot of players going down this year, and we don't even know about Ayuk. I mean, Mike, because he's getting old now. He's got this injury. This is a tough injury to come back from. There's no guarantee.
What is going to come back from that. He's young, but he's still. I mean, he's he's going to his first extension. So, but ACLs, as a receiver, that usually takes a year after you're back to get back to where you're at. So, it's going to be tough. But I think he'll be okay. I mean, he might be worth the money he's getting, but he'll be all right.
What about CMC? What about CMC, Mike? I think that's the way. And they put in slow motion on that when he had the ball. Did you just said, "Oh my God!" It just seemed like it just popped out. I was like, "Oh God!"
Yeah, I think that was from just missing so much of the off season and the conditioning. Yep. I think he's due to come back next year and actually be better. I think he just needs to be out more. It's the Madden curse, man, and he got the worst of the curse, because it was just from the jump, never even got really into the game. Yeah. So I think he can. I think he's gonna be back next year, and I think he's gonna be okay. And then we'll see, if he gets hurt again next year, then he's got to call it a day. But I think if you give him a full from now until next off season, just shut it down. Let him get fully healthy. There's just been a lot of wear and tear, especially last year because they used them God knows how much, like you said, Sal, these over and over and over again, McCaffrey, you spam them too much, you're going to wear them out.
Yep. That's a good question. There you go, Mike. Is Mike Shannon a coach who runs his player into the ground, assists 3 points towards it?
Yeah, he does. I mean, I guess, I don't know. You see what 76ers do with load management, and it gets you nowhere. So
don't even talk about
Jesus.
That, man. Don't even talk about
that.
So
damn, man.
Right. Damn. How to bring up that?
I was having a good Sunday morning.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Damn 76.
Drained down.
I mean, what I'm saying, you can hold people out and kind of manage them, and then you not win, or you just go all in and just ride them into the,
But that's not.
I don't know. I don't know the right answer on that.
That's not load management with the Sixers, man. That's Joe Embiid. He don't want to play anymore, man. You get this damn man an extension in the off season. Now look at it. Come on. All right, I'm done.
That's enough. No more.
But they're not the other team that do it. I mean, other teams do the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
These guys hoping that they, try to conserve them. Especially the older teams. We're gonna have Steph Curry take a night off.
Is sports becoming a joke? I mean, basketball. Yeah. I mean, Dre used to be. Dre's old school. I'm old school and all that stuff. But I was watching something on TikTok, man, and all they was doing is just swinging the ball. and just shooting threes, missing, going back, shooting threes, and everybody's just standing around a perimeter, man. And then
that's why I can't watch it.
Football's the same thing. I mean,
I can't watch the NBA
sports. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. Is
I
all
played
sports
the game
going down?
and I don't watch it.
It's all down. Is it all going down? I don't know. I don't know. It's just
whatever Dre said.
Yeah. Sports ain't what it, all sports ain't what it used to be, man. Now you got the damn kickoff in the NFL, which
that's
is
a joke.
I don't even recognize that. Yeah.
He said,
you know what I mean?
George.
It's the truth.
It scores well.
Yeah.
Okay, enough about it. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. All right. Well, I got some of you guys are messaging me saying let's do the picks. Some of you guys are messaging me saying let's do the game. So we got to do the picks for now, at least. For
let's do the pick. Yeah, the game is not very much the game, but yes, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Here we go. This week we got a couple games. Let's start with, we talked about Kirk Cousins. So let's start with that one. Atlanta at Minnesota. Jermaine, you're down there in Atlanta. They got enough to beat the Vikings today?
No.
You're like, no.
That's it. No.
I know we talked about it. This, like I said, this could be and probably will be Kirk Cousins' last game. You know what I mean? It's the Pendic show that's coming in here today. So
Right Bijan?
Yeah, against number one run defense in the league. Yeah, run him.
And Jesus Christ. I mean, they're so over Kyle Pitts. It's just like, what is going on? How come you guys cannot coach this guy? I mean, if I was the coach, I'd be having them all over the place. Wide receiver, slot, tight end, the whole running back, the whole nine. I mean, the man, we thought he was gifted because he was drafted high.
Right.
Jesus, I mean, nothing, man. Nothing. You guys just don't get it down there. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Minnesota today. Minnesota.
Dre, you seeing ghosts or no?
That's a great way to put it into there because I'm going to say Sam Darnold is the real deal. I can't believe it. I can't say it.
He is seeing ghosts.
Sam the damn Darnold.
He's seeing something else, maybe.
The real deal, man. Like, if he gets more than JJ, oh my God, man, this team is going to be pretty good. We might have to fight them in the playoffs. The Vikings. So, yeah, man, there's no question. I think the Vikings are for real. Darnold's for real. Get a little bit more of Aaron. I think Aaron Jones, and I think they're gonna be fine. Atlanta, I got nothing to say, but other way around. My poor boy.
It's your poor boy
Kirk Cousins.
Call him up, Dre.
I gotta call him up.
Call him up. Yeah.
Tell him that the money has run out. The money has run out, man. So.
No, it's not. I mean, he's paid. That's why he still has that smile on his face.
Well, yeah, one of the highest paid.
always
the highest paid quarterbacks that just can't get it done. So, hanging
Mike, what do you got today, man, down there?
Whatever Dre says.
Oh man,
Sam's the real deal.
He's not even whipping it out.
Whatever Dre says. So Mike.
All right. Yeah. Next one, guy. Oh, I got to pick. I think definitely. Minnesota wins this one unless Kirk Cousins has a miraculous turnaround here. Yeah, I don't see Minnesota losing this one, especially at home.
Yeah.
Seattle at Arizona. Sea Chickens, Jermaine at the Cardinals. Murray a little hot lately.
Wow. This could be. I mean, this should be one of the top games. I mean, because this is basically for who gets the division. I mean, we'll fight for the division. Who gets a stronghold of the division? So, wow. I'm trying to figure out what did I pick in my pick 'em, in our league and whatnot.
Starving Marvin gonna have a big day.
I don't know. Let's go. Yeah, you know what? Well, Kenneth Walker's out today, so and like I said, I haven't really seen Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. I mean, and they're still winning. That's what kills me, So I'm gonna stick with Seattle. I think they're gonna pull this out.
All right, Dre.
Well, I told Mike's right. Whatever Dre says, because I had Arizona beating San Francisco at the beginning of the season. I'm gonna have Arizona beating Seattle.
Okay.
Well, I think Murray is gonna have a Madden day today. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. I also think the running back. I think they're gonna have a good game today. I'm taking the Cardinals by 6, actually.
All right, Mike. Whatever Dre says.
Yep. Whatever Dre says. So Cardinals.
Gotta talk about your division, Mike. Come on, Mike. It's your
I don't really know to talk about. I mean, the Sea Chickens only basically have Geno Smith in his heroics to save them, and I mean their defense has been playing better, but I can see Arizona pulling this one out and just making that division even messier. Especially because Arizona can run the ball and the Sea Chickens don't do well against the run. So, I like you said, Dre.
We need to pull up our stats when we was picking them, the division winners and all that stuff. Because I know all of us had San Fran winning.
Oh yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out where. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where we had Seattle.
We're gonna get to that later. I'm gonna look at that because we're all wrong on a lot of.
It's all jacked up. Yeah.
It's messed up.
Yep.
I agree. I like Arizona this one. Their defense played really well last week, so I do like Arizona. I think they'll have enough to beat them this week, and I think they'll mess up that division even more. It's going to be wide open, man. That West is a cluster right now.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
We'll see what happens with that. Next one, guys. We got LA Chargers at Mahomes and the Chiefs. Jermaine, what do you got for that one?
No. It's the Bills.
What?
Oh, you talking about LA Rams? Sorry, I'm stuck in the LA Rams. Go ahead.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, the wrong team.
No.
Chiefs.
I'm stuck with the LA Chargers, LA Rams.
The Buffalo Rams.
Sorry, Rams. Sorry. Yeah, Rams. Rams at Casey. Sorry, guys.
No.
You're right, Sal. I'm wrong.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I'm confused. All right.
The Rams play the Bills, but you were talking about the Chiefs and Chargers.
Right, and that's the correct game, right? Okay. I thought so. I was like, wait, now I'm all confused. All right.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Jermaine, what do you got? Chargers defense is not too bad, man. They've given up the least points in the league, man.
It's not, and I totally agree. Patrick Mahomes is 6-1 against Justin Herbert, in the 7 games. But you know what? I think the Chargers going to bring the pain today. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, put them out. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at and I was telling Dre, looking at all these games, man. You know what I mean? What KC is just they're just not right. I don't think they're right, and I think a lot of it is a distraction, and nobody's not saying it. It's a distraction with Taylor Swift. I'm sorry, Travis Kelce ain't right. The whole thing, and everybody's all Swiftied up in that KC and all jammed up and all that. Swifty, I mean, I think she really put something on this team, and I feel as though Chargers. I think the Chargers are going to bring it out today. I think they're going to pull it out. They're going to bring the pain. I think so.
Dre, they got Pacheco back. I don't know about Rice yet, but what do you think?
Yeah. Pacheco's back. That's a great plus for them in the run game. Patrick Mahomes, man, I still haven't seen the Patrick Mahomes from last season. Or the Patrick Mahomes of the Patrick Mahomes,
of the old. Yeah.
I want him. He should be able to really throw the heck out of him on the Chargers today. But the whole
but they're getting healthy, right?
They're getting healthy.
San Diego's getting.
I know San Diego. I mean, LA Chargers getting healthy.
They're getting healthy. Yep.
But Sal, I'm going with the Chargers.
Oh wow!
I agree with Jermaine.
All right.
Yeah.
Going with the Chargers.
I don't see Patrick Mahomes today doing his Patrick Mahomes thing. Nope, they lost.
Well, the rest from the NBA come, you know what I mean? So.
Oh, Jesus. LeBron is 40 shooting 10 threes a game. Yeah, that's true, Hap. The Bronny curse. Anyway, Mike, what do you got, man?
Yep. You know my answer.
What Dre says.
Chargers.
I think I'm going to go with the Chargers today too. It might come back to bite me, but I think it's the Chargers have a shot at this one if their defense can hold and put it together. Pacheco, I don't know if he'll have a full workload yet. Kareem Hunt hasn't been as effective as they hoped. I know because he was on my team. He has not done what they had hoped. So I think if they can open up the running game a little more, Mahomes might be a little easier on him. But let's see what happens today. I think the Chargers pull this one out. So
it's funny. It feels like the Chiefs are kind of like the Eagles from last year, where they were winning games, and you kept saying, I don't know how they're winning games, and you just feel like there's someone is going to bring that key loss, and then after that, like the wheels just fall off.
Yeah,
this could be it for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Well, see, don't count them out because we counted them out last year, and look what happened. You know what I mean? Now look. I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs won, but I'm still rooting for the Chargers to pull it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we got 2 more games, guys. This one Mike wanted to leave out, but I'm bringing it in, baby. We got Chicago at San Fran. Let's do it, Jermaine. Why not?
Wow.
Chicago at San Fran.
All right. Well, Chicago fired their coach. I mean, because it sounds like they're in somewhat of a disarray. I don't know. Maybe this is a perk. It's a perk. So, what is this? In Chicago or San Fran?
It's in San Fran.
Is it San Fran?
It is.
I am going to probably Brock Purdy's back. I'm gonna roll with San Fran because San Fran's at home. I'm gonna roll with San Fran. San Fran, if they don't win it, then keep that reef up. Keep it up. San Fran don't win it. That's it. That's the last nail in the coffin.
The background changes to Saturn. Saturn.
Or the background changes to an urn. So
Man.
All right. This is the last week to pick San Fran. If that's it,
like whatever I say.
It's a must win today. It's a must win.
It is for him.
Whatever I say, Mike, well, you're gonna be happy when I'm gonna say San Fran. San Fran.
No,
it's too much. It's too much distraction going on with the Bears. And Caleb Williams, man, he's like, what do I do? Like, he's working with whatever he's got there, and I think the Bears are just bad. They're worse than San Fran. San Fran, on death row, but San Fran can pull this out. So I'll make it real quick. San Fran
win. They gotta win. They gotta win today.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you let me pick San Fran, Dre. So I would just say I'm just very curious to see how the running back Garundo does as a starter. I mean he's a burner. Just have to see how he does running between the tackles and all that kind of stuff. I mean, they still got key guys out, like Trent Williams is out again. So they've kind of revamped that offensive line. Might be for the better. So I would have picked San Fran. It is a must win, and I think they can win. So
well, the Bears are who we thought they were. And San Fran's not going to let them off the hook. So.
I like that sound. You're going to crown them, then crown them.
So San Fran should win this game. You might see a little fight with the running back from Chicago. Who's your guy there? Who was with the Eagles, Dre? I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Swift,
thank you. I didn't think of his name for a second. DeAndre Swift. Yeah,
he's
might put up a little fight. Yeah,
he's doing okay. It's just about mid-season stuff, man. They got away from the run, and it was worse at the beginning of the season.
I pick San Fran every week like a confused fan. That's a cool.
And Dre, was it you who dropped their defense? I think you just dropped their defense, didn't you?
Yeah, I did drop San Fran's defense. Fred Warner, man, I was like, so
it just kept looking like we were expecting them to turn the corner, like at some point this guy back, and I think the team felt like that too. It's like, we'll get Christian back, and the offense will just start working, and then he's not himself, and it's still broken, and I think everyone just kind of packed it up after that.
Yeah. All right, last one. You know what's coming, guys. They played Mike's Bucks last week. Carolina, they almost beat them. Were the Bucks bad, or is Carolina that much better? I don't know, Jermaine. Any chance Carolina beats the Eagles today? We better hope not, right?
Yeah, I'm picking Carolina.
Whoa! You think it's going to be
upset? Wow!
You think the Eagles are going to be off?
No way! No way!
Look at this guy.
He's full of it. He's full of it, man.
Look at this.
This don't take him lightly. That's all.
Look at the graph here.
That's crazy.
31-5, 30-1, 29. Well, the passing. I don't know the passing
at this point
in the defense. So
Philly,
man.
At this point, Philly better be sitting everybody down at the beginning of the fourth quarter. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This game, don't take it, please. and this is what I'm saying, because I know we still got a problem scoring in the first quarter and all that stuff. Come on, let's just break this curse and just bury this team today.
Right.
You know,
right.
to let everybody know in the NFL that look, we're for real. This is the real deal. We're coming. That's it.
Yeah.
Just like what Micah Parsons said, we're coming.
Well, is this the game? And I'm of course I'm taking Eagles, but is this the game where you just saw the stats there? The passing's pretty much down in the bottom for both teams. Is this the game that Jalen has to work on it to improve?
That's a good question. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, work them out. You know what I mean?
Might as well.
Yeah, no, right? You're right. You're right. Get Saquon a break, but Saquon wants that everybody wants Saquon to get that rushing title. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Derrick Henry.
Yeah. You know, Eric Dickerson.
Right, his record. Right.
Breaking his record.
Breaking Eric Dickerson's record. Yeah, but I got Eagles.
Yeah.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, I got Eagles. Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of game that they should do, like what Detroit did to some of those teams where they beat them like 49-0. I mean, this is if you arrive, this is the kind of game where you should dominate. You should dominate hard. You know.
Yep.
I agree. I think, like Jermaine said, let's get the score going in the first. Let's get them on the bench so we're not doing any tush pushes and somebody's getting killed. Let's get these guys out of there in the second, third quarter. If we can get it possibly at the end of the third quarter, get them out of there and get these guys rested for next week, because you don't want a freaky injury or anything like that to happen.
Yeah.
Get Devontae Smith, get him some touches, get him back in the swing of things a little bit now that he's back. Yep. And I give it to Gainwell a little bit more, let him get some carries. Yep. And who knows, maybe Pickett gets a few snaps and get him going as well, just in case. But they should come out and beat this team today. And let's hope that there's none of this tush push nonsense and nothing freaky happens. So
like you are, Sal.
Yeah. And of course, he said, I like Hef's comment. He's like, it's weird talking about a tush push. And I was like, yeah, I know. Yeah, it is weird to be worried about a tush push.
Only one play. Hef, you're only one play away. You're only one play away from that tush push going wrong.
Yeah. When you got 1,000 pounds on top of you, something's. I mean, and that's what they got. You got a couple guys that are 300 pounds on top of you. You got 1,000 pounds on top of you.
Yeah.
I mean, you heard Kelsey. I couldn't breathe. I hated it.
I told you what happens in those scrums, man. Guys, bad breath. You know what I mean? All that stuff. So, it's ugly. It's ugly. That's why Devontae said, "I don't want no parts of that." You're like, I'll just push it, just stand up, because you don't want no parts of that. I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Yeah, let's see what happens. But all right, guys, good week as always. A lot to talk about. Good luck in their fantasy playoffs matchups this week. Hoping everybody does well this week, of course. We'll be back always every Sunday at 11 a.m. So you can catch us online, of course, on YouTube and stream us. As always, Instagram as well. As Dre just flashed up there. And here comes the email, which is enoughsaidcrew@gmail.com. You can always let us know. As always, put your comments to Jermaine, and and he will take care of it. By the way, man, get to the show on time. All right, dude. Like, we're tired of this nonsense. Like, crying that his computer's rebooting, his network's not working. There's always an excuse, man. Get your ass here on time. You know what I'm just saying?
Golly.
I know. Damn,
he's like a boss.
I know, right? Jesus, you got another manager?
Fine.
You got another manager?
Man, I don't know what's going on down there in Atlanta, man. And the guy comes up here, doesn't say hi, just like, I'll tell you, man. So, are you coming up Christmas, by the way, or no?
No, I'm not coming up Christmas.
Not coming up Christmas?
Yeah, I'll be up there when the weather breaks.
All right, we'll get you up here. We'll have to get you back into to Philly here, and we'll get Mike up and all that stuff.
All I know is I brought the cold from up there because it was freezing up there. And when I came home last week, it's freezing down here. We're like 20s. It's dropped down in the 20s at night. So, and then the highs is like in the 40s. I'm like, Jesus. But like I said, Atlanta's not the South anymore. It's definitely I'm up there with you guys. It's the North. It's definitely part of the North because you guys are getting the same temperatures as we're getting. So,
yeah, Kirk Cousins brought it from Minnesota, man. What do you want to say? All right, everybody, have a great week.
We'll catch you
all right,
take it easy.
All right.